Hello. I wonder if you are a human being. No, it's not as daft a question as you might think, because a lot of us are human doings rather than human beings. We're all so busy checking our emails, getting on with jobs, working through our to-do lists, and it can make us feel good. It can make us feel that we're achieving something. And yet, sometimes we're not being as effective as we can be. And sometimes we're just ignoring the important. It reminds me of a story I once read about a lecturer who was speaking to his students one day, and he had a vase in front of him. And he filled the vase with large pebbles, and he asked his students, "Is the vase full?" And the students said, "Yes." And he then took a container of smaller pebbles and poured them in, and they settled into the spaces between the large stones up to the top. And the lecturer said to his students, "And now is it full?" And most of the students said yes. And so he then took a pot of gravel and he tipped the gravel, and that too settled into the spaces. And he asked whether the vase was full, and some of the students still tentatively said yes. And finally, he took a jug of water and he poured it into the vase and filled the vase up to the top. He then asked the students what that lesson was about. And of course, it was a science lesson, it was all sorts of lessons, but the lecturer explained that for him it was about getting the important things in first. If he'd put the water in first and tried to put in the big pebbles, the large pebbles afterwards, or indeed any of the other things in afterwards, it would have overflowed. And yet the way he filled it with the large pebbles first meant that he could fill it to the top each time, and there was still space for the smaller things. And I wonder if that's a reflection on our lives. How far do we work out what's important first? When we're in our work, how far do we take a few moments just to sit down and reflect and think what's really important here? What are the key things? What are the priorities? And in our personal life too, what are the key things? What really matters? And then going to do something about that. So I wonder if you take time out of your busy schedule just to work out what's really important to you, what's really important to your work, and most importantly, what's really important to your life. It reminds me of the first two lines of a poem by William Henry Davis that says, "What is this life, if full of care, we have no time to stand and stare?" How about taking a few moments out of your day today just to stand and just to stare? Bye.